I'm from Sri Lanka. Allow me to take you on a short journey. Imagine a beautiful paradise destination with sun-kissed beaches, exotic wildlife, and home to a population of approximately 21 million people. Unfortunately, it is also home to the special needs community where they are treated like second-class citizens. The story I'm about to tell you is a true story. A social worker is alerted by the police of a child being chained by the ankle in a small mud hut dwelling. Upon investigation, they find the mother working in a nearby paddy field. She explains that her son is of special needs and has a tendency to run away with no sense of direction. So for his protection, she chains him while she works. She's a single mother, left by the father, abandoned by the father and the rest of the family for having a child that they consider to be undesirable and of bringing bad luck. So she has no choice but to make a living for herself and her child where she works for less than $2 a day. This, ladies and gentlemen, is more common in Sri Lanka than we would like to admit. Perhaps not the chains, but certainly the poverty and the vicious belief system that is robbing children and their parents from a hopeful future. Autism is one such special needs condition that is clouded by this negativity. It's critical for autism to be detected early on because otherwise it derails the developmental interventions that allow the child to lead a better life. Therefore, the aim of my research is twofold. Firstly, to identify elements of a process for early autism detection for children in Sri Lanka between the ages of 11 to 30 months, currently which is very lacking. And secondly, to investigate the efficacy of using technology in this process. Along the way, I'm working with several partners, starting with Olga Tennyson Autism Research Center, AUTAC, here at Trobe. AUTAC has developed a computer application called AS Detect Pro. That's Autism Spectrum Detection, the professional version. Now, this computer application provides a set of assessments that is administered by a trained nurse, ultimately detects if a child is of low or high likelihood of being autistic. So those who are high likelihood are then referred to medical practitioners for further intervention. Now, this application has been great here in Australia, but research into similar health interventions suggests the importance of considering culture, language, and other country differences in making the best out of an application outside its original context. So in Sri Lanka, I'm working with medical practitioners and researchers to understand the process and the barriers for autism detection. I'm also working with a center called Ayathi for rehabilitation and development of special needs children in Sri Lanka to understand the social stigma and the education required to change the mindset around autism. We are hoping to run a pilot project in Sri Lanka with minimal changes to ACE Detect Pro in the hope of adapting that process for Sri Lanka. The project is going to give us valuable data to understand how autism should be detected, what other support services are required, and especially to identify the drivers and the barriers for autism detection in a cultural context outside of Australia. The biggest impact of this is for autistic children, where we can establish a formal process for early autism detection that can then be incorporated into the healthcare system in Sri Lanka. We also anticipate that this process can be extended to the rest of the world where there are similar conditions for the special needs community, though further investigation is required. And also, finally, the education programs will have a positive impact on changing the mindset of the Sri Lankan public about the special needs community. Restoring hope, that's my vision for autistic children, to bring a smile, no chains, no suppression, and my research is the starting point. Thank you very much.